Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. And today, if you guys, this is the final Harry Potter movie review. Today we're tackling Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Bottom right. Now look, I'm wearing a Hogwarts shirt. I probably should have done that the whole time, but I didn't think about it. So, here we go. This is some pretty crazy stuff here. And realistically, this is not my favorite Harry Potter film. But in terms of a finale, this is one of the... I mean, it's up there with, like, At World's End. I know that's not the last pirate movie, but, you know, whatever. At World's End, you know, I mean, like, freaking Endgame, The Rise of Skywalker, you know, big finales in franchise history. This is definitely one of the best, and it's up there for sure. You know, even Return of the King, Battle of the Five Armies, this is worthy. And this is probably my second my second favorite Harry Potter film. And by the way, before I get further, you're probably going to see this when I come back from Universal, so you know, I didn't have time to edit, I'm assuming. So you know, this was probably a few days you know, late, but sorry, it is what it is. You know, still, I probably had a great time at Universal. I don't know. I'm filming this before I left, so who knows? Maybe I'll hate it. I doubt it, but who knows? This movie, like I said, though, it really is a fantastic end to this, you know, fantastic franchise. Like Harry Potter, you know, not every movie I gave an A+ to, but you know, looking back at them all, they're all freaking awesome movies, and you know, it's really cool to see that. Even especially, you know, the first two, they held up, and you know, without a doubt in my mind, Harry Potter is an 8-film franchise. I mean, it's up there with Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, you know, like the best of the best franchises. This is easily one of the best sagas in film history. You know what I mean? It's insane how well produced and awesome and epic all these movies are. And to have this be the finale, it's freaking amazing. You know what I mean? I didn't cry, but I always come pretty freaking close. Because, you know, just seeing... I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say this is as sad as Part 1, or depressing or dark, but, you know, there are some sad stuff in there. I mean, one of the shots that really stands out to me is just Snape crying and holding Lily's dead body, and you see baby Harry in the crib freaking out and crying. I mean, that shit, that is like, oh boy, you know what I mean? That's a banger shot right there, you know, that's pretty intense. So there's some really awesome moments, of course. You know, I think David Yates really, for Part 1 and Part 2, Part 1 and Part 2, he really did make sure that, you know, everything was, he pulled out the stops. He made sure everything was great. You know, the music is fantastic, you know, that thing. That's not how it sounds. Okay, I'm not opera, I'm not a woman. Deal with it. And then you also have, you know, the great cinematography, the great CGI, probably the best you know, the franchise has ever seen. You know, comparing the troll in the first movie where he looks like butt to, you know, the troll in these films, which look menacing and disturbing and freaky, and you know, they're gonna kill you. So the CGI is really good. Of course, like I said, the sad moments really do hit, especially with Snape. Just seeing how, you know, it all kind of pieces and closes together. And you know, little moments like when Harry dies. He doesn't need his glasses because he's dead, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a perfect, it's almost like Christianity, it's like heaven, you know what I mean? When you die and go to heaven, you know, like, I need glasses, I won't need them, you know what I mean? Theoretically, when you're in heaven, it's a perfect place, you know what I mean? Same thing here, so little touches like that are pretty cool. Seeing baby Voldemort all charred up and destroyed is pretty cool. It's freaky. It scared the hell out of me when I first saw it as a, you know, maybe 12, 13 years old. But, yeah, it's still freaky. But it is cool to see that, you know, even Voldemort has a weaknesses. You know, the whole Horcrux hunt, maybe they could have drawn it out, you know what I mean? They could have made, honestly, they could have freaking made a Part 3, you know what I mean? Because the Horcruxes are like, oh, they're crazy, you can't kill them, we don't know where they're at. And then in Part 2, it's like, there's one, you know what I mean? So it's kind of quick. And I get it, it's a movie, you don't want to draw it out too much, you don't want to bore your audience. But, you know, maybe that's just a little nitpick. It's not going to account for anything. In terms of negatives, I really don't have that many like Part 1. I think, you know, of course, Voldemort going, you know, that's kind of weird. It's more funny, you know what I mean? I think it was supposed to be funny. I don't think Ralph Fiennes just did that and they were like, keep it, screw it. You know, we don't, whatever. I think that was supposed to be the intent. You're supposed to be, oh man, that's funny. You know, I don't know. But, honestly, you know what I mean? Like, looking back at you know, for negatives, I really can't think of too many. I mean, I think the ending is great. I think the beginning is great. I think that they nailed the pacing again. You know, they didn't go too crazy with the whole kissing romance thing. You know, they did that well. I really enjoyed it. I think, you know, in terms of really selling this final film, they freaking nailed it. You know what I mean? Because really, you know, this is the complete end of the franchise. And if you botch it up, you F this up, it's going to be pretty bad. You know, maybe a slight negative I always kind of have with this film is where Harry Potter finally gets the drop on Voldemort and his wand just goes up, he kind of flips up. Now, technically, when you use Expelliarmus, the wand does flip out of your hand like crazy, and you're like, yeah, that's how it works. It literally shoots out of your hand. In slow motion, it looked a bit wonky. You know, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of it's kind of a funny moment. But looking back at it, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It didn't ruin anything. It just felt a little bit cheesy, you know, because you hyped this up, and it's just the end is just a whoo, you know, I mean, just kind of Charlie Chaplin's his way out of the situation, and Harry just catches it. It's an epic moment. It's one of the coolest moments in film history. That final confrontation. No, you know, Harry's face, knowing after Neville, you know, kills Nagini, this is it. He's vulnerable. He's mortal. I can kill him. And there's that final, you know, sense of adrenaline, and you can tell with the shots. You know, it goes Harry, Voldemort. You know what I mean? It goes shot, 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 and then the big final, you know, climactic clash, and it's really, really well done. Just seeing Hogwarts getting completely effed up and completely getting destroyed. I mean, it look at the sequel trilogy, the Star Wars, you know, The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker. Those movies had nostalgic elements, but they were never bait and they were never sad. Some of them were, but you know, most of them are like, oh. You know, they call back to the originals, or they even call back to the prequels, but it makes sense within the lore. And that is also the case in this film. But a lot of the times the nostalgia is, you know, remember that time when they were playing Quidditch when they were 11, and it was all happy, and, you know, I mean, it brings you back to a more simpler time. Not even when they were there, but when we were, you know, when I was watching the movies for the first time. It was more of a simple time when you watch those movies, you know, because there wasn't any killers. I mean, there was, but, you know, it wasn't as intense and mature as, you know, this one is. And, you know, looking back at it, just to see that shot of the Quidditch pitch, it just, you know, the statue, the tall thing just falling down, and just seeing the whole, you know, Hogwarts, you know, students dead, teachers dead, you know, it's dramatic, it's intense, it's pretty freaking scary, you know what I mean, to think about, that Hogwarts used to be this very safe, you know, almost angelic place, and, you know, now it's getting destroyed and blown up, and people are dying, you know, everything's on fire and melting and burning. It's playing with your emotions in a sad way, and that's a good thing, because, you know, you look at it and you're like, wow, okay, Jesus Christ, this place is really freaking getting destroyed, and that's the point, though, you know what I mean? So I like that element of it a lot, you know, it's sad, but they did it deliberately, and it works. So all in all, I mean, Part 2 is easily one of the best Harry Potter movies, period. I mean, I don't think it's in my top 10 favorite movies of all time, but it's pretty freaking close. It's squeaking its way up there. I think it's a really good movie. And again, really searching for, like, you know, not a nitpick like Voldemort or whatever, you know, actually real, straight up negative. I mean, I really can't, you know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of great moments in there. You know, maybe there's one or two CGI scenes that were a bit weird, you know, when Blaze falls into the blazing fire, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, again, that's a nitpick. In terms of, like, oh, the shots were bad, or the whole, you know, the entirety of the CGI sucked or whatever. None of these movies have it, because, look, Harry Potter is a massive franchise, and they don't want to deliberately make a crappy film. You know what I mean? They want to give you a good movie, and that's exactly what this entire franchise is. It's, you know, full of good movies. And to cap this one off in such a great way, in an emotional, action-packed, you know, there's not many jokes. It's more serious, obviously, but, you know, it's doing that deliberately, you know what I mean? Of course, this one's not going to be as jokey as the first or second, you know what I mean? Because the stakes are so much higher. And the fact that we're here, and, you know, I have not seen, again, 1 through 5 in HD. I saw those on DVD, but, you know, I've always seen this. You know, I always got Part 2 for Christmas in, like, 2012 or whatever, 2011, on Blu-ray. So this one I have always seen in HD, but it is a great treat to revisit it. It looks great, and it really is just a, you know, it's a fantastic way to end a fantastic franchise. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just such a great way to, you know, cap off an amazing series of films. And again, I haven't read the books. Maybe I'll have to get on that. I did read The Cursed Child Part 1 and 2. I remember enjoying it. Apparently it is canon, even though it kind of spits on everyone. Like, I think Ron's a drunk. Hagrid's not even effing mentioned. I think Hermione's like a teacher or something, or Harry's like a Defense Against the Dark Arts, or I think Hermione's in the Ministry of Magic. I don't remember hating the book. You know, it's more like Ghostbusters Afterlife in the sense that, you know, the book kind of follows their kids and all that. But I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. I think, honestly, you know, it's like Toy Story 3. Toy Story 4 is a great movie, but they didn't need to effing make it. You know what I mean? They just didn't. They didn't need to make all these movies after Avengers Endgame. But they're still good. You know what I mean? It's the same type of thing. And honestly, if Deathly Hallows Part 2 was the definitive ending to the Harry Potter canon, I would be perfectly okay with that. You know what I mean? It's a great way to end. You know, honestly, I mean, you know, what else can I say that hasn't been already said? It's a great freaking franchise, and I loved every single movie. So I'm really glad you guys even wanted me to review this. I had a lot of fun, and, you know, wish me luck. Pray that I have a good flight. In terms, of course, you're seeing this when I'm already back, so if I posted this, I'm not dead, so that's cool. But, you know, I'll be taking pictures, like I said. Again, get in the mindset I'm filming this before I left. So I'll have pictures, I'll have all this cool stuff, and then of course when I come back, I'll post this. This will be posted, and you know, obviously you're watching it, and then you know, back to normal as always. So thank you guys for watching this Harry Potter review. I'm going to try my best to, again, when I come back, start working on my playlist. So I'll have a giant playlist of all the movies and all the cool tributes I made and all that stuff. But you know, I am glad that I have the Blu-ray collection. That's pretty freaking cool, and I'm very you know, just glad that these movies were made because they're brilliant movies. You know what I mean? As to quote Hermione, they're brilliant films, and I just, you know, I can't say enough positivity about them. It's one of the best franchises ever created. Hope you guys enjoyed. Now we're gonna do one more test. Okay, ever since the Sorcerer's Stone, I've been blown up multiple times. I'm actually shocked I'm not dead. So what I'm gonna do is find my wand, because I think I have an elf. And normally I keep the one right there. It's not there. So I'm going to look for it, and then when I come back, we're going to attempt one more spell. So we'll see you guys in a second. Before I go, though, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like. Really does help me out, and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Let's go find that wand. Okay, guys, I found my wand, so here we go again. Let's try not to blow up for the 7th time. Let's do this. All right, here we go. Final spell. Ready? Wingardium Leviosa. Oh, dude. It's working! Okay, wait a minute. Okay, alright, wait a minute. Put the one down, Okay. There we go. We did it, guys. We did it. You have to like now. We have to. Holy shit!